Hey guys, I'm Charles here. I had the thought of a product idea and I really want to share what my idea is. I feel that I want to create an independent nest consulting service, and this service would help people find accommodation, find couples or accommodation where they can have control of their lives. So how I want to run this consultation service, um, a lot of people live under their family's roof. They may not live with the family, but they do live under family's roof somehow. They rent from the family, they live with the family, or they live um or they live partially owned by the family. So that means it could be the property is owned by the in-law, or owned by the own or owned by their own parents. And there was this one show that I was going to show you. It's called I Am Married, but it's a Taiwanese show. You guys can look it up on Google. This show shows a very bad example of what it's like to live under bondage, uh, from living under the same roof with the family. The mother, what happened in this movie was, the husband and wife live under the husband's mother's roof. Um, the husband has constantly overcared too much about his mom, that he started forgetting his priorities, that his priority belonged to his wife. And one example was, and one clear example of this was the husband often deferred to his mom for decisions, everything. And the wife got annoyed, they nearly separated. So for me, I want to create a service where I can be the consultant. I can share some experiences, and I can find ways for people to find a place where they can live in the place with freedom, with dignity and freedom, and they don't have to worry about control from the family. This is the reason why I created this service, because I have a mission to see every single married man, a woman, or every single person live in a space where they feel that they have freedom, and they have freedom to do what they want, or they have freedom to live in a space which completely belongs to them. Nobody tells you what to do. Nobody asks you to leave. I have seen countless married couple marriage broken up because the mother or the father-in-law or the family asked them to leave because they live in a property, and because they got involved in disputes. I do not want this to happen to anyone anymore, and I'm going to create a service where all my clients who, for a small fee, will allow me to find a solution for them. Either whether one party agrees or both party agrees. All my clients will be free from living under influence of the family influence, because they live under their property. Because of the grace of God, I was able to have my own property. I do have an apartment, and that apartment allows me to live there freely without the influence of anybody else. Of course, there is some influence from someone, but I'm not going to say. But they were very generous to help me. However, there's no influence of who can allow me to live there or not, because I own the property. If you own the property, you actually have complete influence. If you live under a landlord, you do have some control because you pay for it, but you actually do not have control when what the landlord chooses to do, whether he chooses to sell it or chooses to end your lease. You don't have control. If you live under your family's roof, they have more control, because it's their house, their rules. If you live under the in-laws' roof, that's the same thing. However, if you live under your own roof, nobody controls what you do. Yeah, the bank might have a say, but because they have a mortgage, but your obligation to the bank is just to pay them back. But what I'm trying to get is that you have freedom when you have control of the space, and even if you pay for the space, you do have some freedom. My goal is to make sure that all married couple will never be affected about where they live, because they control that space. Either they can buy a property together, or they can rent a space where they have the complete freedom. I don't want to see this. I do not like to see the fact that people are stuck in a cycle where they are controlled on how they live because they live under someone else's roof. That's the reason why I created this Nest consulting service. Please message me below, and I'm happy to talk to you free of charge for 15 minutes. If I can help you anyway beyond that 15 minutes, then we can talk about it. I thank you, guys.